सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावदिभ्या निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानाम् अज्ञात्वा ते महत्त्वं यदिह निगदितं विश्वनाथ क्षमेथः स्तोत्रं चैतत्सहस्रोत्तरमधिकतरं त्वत्प्रसादाय भूयात् वेधा नारायणीयं श्रुतिषु च जनुषा स्तुत्यता वर्णनेन स्फीतं लीलावतारैरिदमिह कुरुताम् आयुरारोग्य सौख्यम् आयुरारोग्य सौख्यम्.
Gurupavanapure Hantabhagyam Jananam. Namaskaram to all the Astikas. Ulukhala Bandhanam. This particular episode in the Bala Leela of Krishna has been experienced at various levels by our Acharya Purushas. Bhaṭṭatiri is not the one who is going to lag. He too experiences Ulukhala Bandhanam in an exquisite manner. When Yashoda tied Krishna to Ulukhalam and she left that place, Krishna's eyes were cast on two Arjuna trees, Kakubhau. Who are these two trees? These two trees were supposedly the sons of Kubera called Nala Kubera and Manigriva, who were cursed by Narada Maharshi. They were cursed by Narada Maharshi on account of their acts in the divine waters of Ganga that have arose from the feet of Narayana. These two sons of Kubera, in a state that was completely naked with no clothes on, after having consumed Varuni, they were playing with the women folk in the waters. They didn't take notice of Narada Maharshi walking by that place. So, Narada cursed that they should be trees. And he also mentioned that the Vimochanam, the English word may be very close as emancipation for them, will happen only when Bhagavan's association comes with them. When did that Bhagavan's association happen? This is where it is stated. Atandramindradruyugam tatha vidham sameyusha mantaragamina tvaya tirayutolukhala rodha nirdhutau chiraya jirnau paripatitau taru. Chiraya jirnau. Taru. These two trees. Chiraya, for a long time, jirnau, they had thereby decayed because of their long time existence, these two trees. Tirayita ulukhala rodha nirdhutau. So, they were uprooted. How? Because Bhagavan, he started crawling between the crevice found between the trees. So, there was a gap between the trees. Somehow, Bhagavan managed to crawl. And as he crawled, the rope pulled the mortar also. As the mortar came and it hit on both the trees, it couldn't continue further. Krishna kept crawling. When Krishna, with the force he crawled, those two trees fell. So he says, Tirayita ulukhala rodha nirdhutau. As Bhagavan crawled between the both of them, he fell. Those two trees fell. Nipatitau tvaya sameyusha. And as you were found very close to these two trees, tathavidam indradruyugam. These two trees were indradruyugam. They were Arjuna trees. So they fell. Manthara gamina atandram. So you moved very slowly and carefully. Bhaṭṭatiri says, Manthara Gamina Atandram. So very carefully and slowly you crawled between the trees and the two trees fell. Abhaji Shaki Dvitayam Yada Tvaya Tadaiva Tad Garbhatalam Nireyusha Mahatvisha Yaksha Yugena Takshanat Abhaji Govinda Bhavana Pistavaihi. Hey Govinda, hey Krishna, Yada Shakhi Dvitayam Abhaji Tvaya, those two trees which were felled by you, Takshanat Bhavan Api Abhaji. From that very moment, Takshanat Bhavan, you, Api Abhaji, you were extolled. See, this word Abhaji appears twice. Yada Shakhi Dvitayam, those two trees, Abhaji Tvaya, which were felled by you. So there the word Abhaji means felled, the one who pulled them down. Abhaji. The next line, Takshanat Bhavan Api Abhaji. That very moment onwards you were extolled. So Abhaji here means Devas praised you. Abhaji praised. The other Abhaji is felled. One is praising, the other is felling. So there are two different meanings for the same word. Yes, they exist. That is why this alankaram, the commentator says, is an alankaram called Deepakaha. This particular style in which Bhaṭṭatiri has deployed words is called Deepakaha, because the same word with two different meanings, it is deployed in the same shloka. If they are deployed in different shlokas, it's a different thing. In the same shloka, he says, Yada Shaki Dvitayam Abhaji Tvaya Takshanat Bhavan Api Abhaji. So he gives us two different notes. Stavaihi Mahatvisha Yaksha Yugena. So Bhaṭṭatiri then says, these two trees which were felled by Krishna, and thereby he was extolled by whom? Stavaihi, through a stotram. Stava, stotram, all these are praises. Stavaihi Mahatvisha Yaksha Yugena, by two splendorous yakshas, by two yakshas who had come, they had praised Nalakubera and Manigriva. Nireyusha tada yeva tad garbhatalat. So you just had come from their core. From that core that they had come, they started praising you. Ihanya bhaktopi sameshyati kramat bhavantametau khalu rudra sevakau munif prasadat bhavadanggrima gatau vrinalau khalu bhakti muttamam iha anya bhaktaha api. So those of them who praise different devatas in this world. Now, for example, this is a point that especially youngsters need to understand. Sanatana Dharma is not polytheistic. It doesn't believe in different gods. It is monotheistic but polymorphic. It believes in one Bhagavan in different forms. This is something that we need to digest. They are not separate entities. They are all a part of paramatma. So we all believe in different forms. It is polymorphic. Yes, each of these forms that we revere have got an identity themselves. There is an identity called Vinayaka. There is an identity called Devi. There is an identity called Skanda. There is an identity called Shiva. There is no doubt. But each of these devatas may have their own set of rituals, agamas, and so on and so forth. But ultimately, we have to see the paramatma tattva in them. That's it. Some are devotees of Ganesha, Vinayaka. Some are devotees of Kartikeya, Skanda, who is known as Muruga, south of the Vindhyas. Some of them are devotees of Parvati, known as Devi, Kali, Amba, Chandika, Sharada, Kamakshi. These are all names for the Devi. Then there are devotees of Shiva. That itself is a great theology called Shaivism. Shaivam, we call it. So all this is there on one side. Let's go to the other. The other side has devotees who are worshippers of Rama, of Krishna, of Narasimha. But here Bhaṭṭatiri asks one question. These two yakshas like their father, because Dhanada, Kubera, is extremely attached to Shiva. So these two sons were also people who were attached to Shiva Bhakti, Rudra Sevakau. So, Sameshyati Bhavantam Kramat Iha Anya Bhaktaha Api. Though there were Bhaktas of Rudra earlier, eventually Bhaṭṭatiri says or believes that he is speaking a universal truth. Yetau Khalu Rudra Sevako. These two who were extremely devoted to Shiva, Rudra, Agatau Bhavat Angri. They finally came to your feet, seeking your feet. So Bhavat Angri. So eventually, whomever you worship, they all will finally come to Krishna Bhakti. Agatau Bhavad Angri Muni Prasadat Gatau. Because of Muni Prasadam, because of the mercy taken by Narada Maharshi, Vrinanau Uttamam Bhaktim Khalu. They now obtain the highest form of devotion towards you, Krishna, says Bhaṭṭatiri. ततस्तरुद्धारणदारुणारवप्रकम्पि सम्पतिनि गोपमण्डले विलञ्जितत्वज्जननी मुखेक्षिणा व्यमोक्षिनन्देन भवान् विमोक्षदः Tataha Gopamandale. Thereafter, in the group of Gopas, Gopamandale, Taruddarana Darunarava Prakampi Sampatini. Then listening to that sound of those two trees falling, and they were so dreaded, fearful, afraid of listening to all these noises, all the people came running. Darunarava Prakampi Sampatini. They saw the dreadful sound of the large two trees falling. Bhavan Vimokshadaha Vyamokshi. The one who grants liberation to all. Bhagavan who grants liberation to all. Now, he had to, because this boy was found between the leaves and the branches, right? Now the father came and saw that two trees are fallen, the leaves are all down. Where is my son? So they finally spotted Krishna. Now, Krishna is the one who has given moksham to these two sons of Kubera. He has liberated them. Now he needed Nanda Gopa to cut his rope. Bhaṭṭatiri wonders, what is this? Your father is cutting your rope and you are giving moksham to these two sons. If you had the ability to give moksham to these two sons, you could have relieved yourself, excused yourself from the rope. But being Bala Leela, you wanted to show this. So, Bhavana Vimokshadaha Vyamokshi Nandena Vilajjita Tvajjanani Mukhekshina. Tvajjanani. Now the mother was then only relieved, and when she found that her husband had released her son from the Ulukhalam, because they were worried what will happen to their son. Vilajjita Tvajjanani Mukhekshina Mahiruhor Madhyagato Batarbako Hare Prabhava Pada Parikshito Dhuna Iti Bruvaner Gamito Griham Bhavan Marutpuradhishvara Pahimam Gadar Mahi Bata Arbhakaha, wonder, that boy. Madhyagataha Mahiruhoho Adhuna, caught in the middle of the trees, wonder, that boy, Bhaṭṭatiri wonders, Abaikshataha Prabhavat Hare, not with a single injury, not a single injury was spotted on that boy. Nandadivihi Bruvanehi Iti. Now Nanda and the others were talking. Oh, see, all this has happened, but there is not a single hurt, single wound on my son. He could have stopped there. He says, Prabhavat Harehe. Because of Narayana, Hari's grace, my son has not got a single wound. He didn't know that the one whom he was talking to, who was seeing, was Sakshat Hari. Prabhavat Harehe Nandadivihi Bruvanehi Iti. Thus Nanda was telling the others. Bhavana Gamitaha Griham. Then Yashoda took hold of her son and said, see, something has happened to you. Why all this is happening? I shouldn't have tied. She held her son's hand and took him inside the house. Bhavana Gamitaha Griham. Hey Marutpuradhisha. Now you are inside a house called Guruvayur. Hey Krishna, Marutpuradhisha. Sahatvam, you of such nature. Pahimam Gadat. Protect me from this disease. Please protect me. I am suffering. Krishna, you gave that joy to Nanda Gopa. You gave that joy to Yashoda. You released those sons of Kubera. Is it time for you? Will it take time for you to release me from this ailment? Pahimam Gadat, says Bhaṭṭatiri in this particular Dashakam.
Life is a learning. Every day is a learning. So why stop? We are very happy to present Ramayana Pariksha Rap 2025. This is being organized by our trust Deshikadaya. It is an online examination. All that you have to do is to read the book Ramayanam Volume 1 that I have authored, and 2, register for the exam. It is happening on the 22nd of June 2025. Exciting prizes, and the biggest prize is reading the Ramayana and answering the questions. Age no bar, geography no bar. So why stop? Register soon. Namaskar.
कल्याणरूपाय कलौ जनानां कल्याणदात्रे करुणासुधाब्दे कंवादिदिव्यायुधसत्कराय वातालयाधीश नमो नमस्ते। नारायण 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 नारायण